If we pay off our houses, why do we still have to keep paying property taxes?
You know what's crazy is they spent a year telling us we were broke, and then they showed up with a war bill for $200 billion.
Sorry, but the American dream never fucking existed. Like what? Your dream is to work until you are 65 and $8 for 11.
This is too much.
It's insane. $7 for 10 slices of cheese? I need to get out of the US.
This economy is so bad. $33 for toilet paper? We can't even afford to ship.
Oh my God, everything's so expensive now. $10.89 for nothing.
So we in America can't even afford to live anymore. This 1976 cost of living.
This is not an exaggeration. Every $500 that I make, I spend $2,000.
It was Malachi! It was Malachi!
Let me see your shit.
It was Malachi!
And I did something.
Damn!
Let's just stop pretending for a second and look at the reality right outside our doors. People can't take it anymore. We are watching the cost of living rise at a pace that feels completely disconnected from our paychecks. Gas prices are heavily volatile, recently swinging well over $4.20 a gallon nationally, meaning just getting to work costs more every single week. The truth is, the American dream is no longer just slipping away. For millions of hardworking people, it is officially out of reach.
American dream ain't real, never was. It's a bedtime story they tell the poor so we don't wake up and burn the whole system down. Work hard, play by the rules, and you'll make it. Yeah? Then why are millions of us barely scraping by while billionaires hoard enough money to end poverty 100 times over? They tell us it's about effort, that if you're struggling, it's your fault. Not the rigged economy, not the landlords jacking up rent 150% since the 90s, not the fact that minimum wage hasn't kept up with inflation since the 60s, and not the fact that half of us don't have $500 for an emergency while CEOs make that in a second. Nah, it's you. You just didn't try hard enough. I say bullshit. They say go to college, but a degree don't mean nothing when you're drowning in debt you'll never pay off. Student loans in this country total $1.7 trillion. And who profits? The same banks that needed bailouts while we all lost our homes in '08. The same politicians that send their kids to Ivy League schools with no debt, no struggle, and no worries. It was never about giving us a future. It was about trapping us. They say, buy a house. With what? Wages ain't moved in decades. Rent so high, can't even save. The average home price is 5 times what it was in the 80s, and they want to tell us it's just inflation? No, it's greed. It's billionaires and banks buying up homes, turning neighborhoods into playgrounds for the rich, pushing working people into the dirt. They say just get a good job. Where? Factory jobs are all gone. Retail jobs can barely pay rent. Healthcare costs can wipe out your whole life savings overnight.
Property taxes also don't make sense to me. So you're telling me I buy the house after 40 years, 30 years, whatever, 50 years, I finally own the house. Awesome. I paid off and I own the house. Great. But I still have to pay property taxes on the house because the property that the house is on is never going to be mine. I'm going to have to pay for that forever. And if I stop paying for it, the house can get taken away from me, right? And listen, I don't own a house, though. Y'all who own houses, let me know. But that's how it is, right? So if you stop paying for the property taxes over, a certain amount of time, the house gets taken away from you and it can get, repossessed, right? And get sold again. So all that money that I already put into the house, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, however much, is just gone. That's it. Right?
I think the American dream is dying. This American dream that we had of going to school and it was affordable and you could spend a couple $1,000 and you could buy a house for 5 figures and you could save and then you could compound and you could die with 7 million. There was people that did that literally 2 generations ago, and it's not possible now. Yeah. Because now the country that used to be about building financial freedom and having a say is now let me extract as much as possible out of a human since birth. Since you're a fucking baby, let me find every single expense. You need this vaccine, you need that, you need this college degree, get a home. When I think about it, at least, it's either failed leadership and trying to recuperate the trillions in debt that we have, or it's purposeful. And the purpose is we don't want people leaving America, so let's have them debt embedded into our country by buying a house or going to college.
My husband and I received a medical bill in the mail yesterday, which happens a lot because we have horrible insurance. Hey, Cigna, take that. I need someone to explain this one, however, to me like I'm 5 years old, because I don't understand what the fuck is going on. I don't understand the American healthcare system as a whole, but this bill specifically, really don't understand this. Need y'all to help me get there. Let me explain what this is for. My 5-month-old daughter had a fever last month. We bring her to the doctor like any responsible parent would. They do a nose swab to test for the flu, COVID, all those things because it's cold and flu season. Good decision, right? They send it off. She's good. She's got none of it. The fever goes away in a few days. Great. I assume we're going to get a bill for it because we have horrible insurance. Hey, Cigna. But do I expect to receive this bill? No. I Google it because I'm curious, how much this might cost us. Google says that the max amount in most situations that you'll pay for something like this is about $300. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. $300, that's a lot, but hey, it's worth it. That's our baby. Of course, we'll pay for that. No big deal. And maybe our insurance will cover a bit of that. So maybe it'll only come out to like $100. We pay for insurance. Maybe they'll do something. Get this bill in the mail yesterday, and when we open it, to our surprise, not $100, not even $300. At this point, I would be happy to see $300. It was not $300. I want you to take a moment to think about it and guess. What would you assume a cotton swab up the nose would cost? Take a guess. Your guess was $984. I don't know why you guessed such a specific number, but you'd be right. Now, this is the part I need explaining. Why does a nose swab that when you Google it says it won't cost nearly $1,000 cost $1,000? Hey, what the fuck going on? What do you mean by that? $1,000 for a Q-tip up a nostril? What?
My wife and I just got a letter from United Healthcare telling us that they're denying coverage for our twins stay in the NICU. And if you thought that was inhumane, you're right. But listen to this. They didn't address it to me or my wife, like human adults. They addressed the letter to the baby. Sadly, I guess it is appropriate that our preemie baby's first experience in the world is having its healthcare coverage denied. I guess my only other question for United Healthcare is that if the baby was still in the womb, would you have sent the letter to my wife and had her eat it in order to get it to the baby?
I need someone to explain to me, like I am 5 years old, how it makes sense that a literal doctor who went through undergrad, medical school, years of residency, and is a full-fledged doctor, prescribed my son a life-saving medication that he needs for a diagnosis that he has received, and my insurance gets to say, no, he does not.
You have to choose whether you drive or eat, So, gas prices are crazy.
Seeing gas prices at $4.19 at this gas station right now. What do you make of that?
It's too expensive, man. Can't nobody, if you make $15 an hour, you're young, like this is college town, how you going to survive like that?
It's been a big impact, especially since I travel so much for work. It puts a big damper on my living expenses and everything. It makes it difficult to really reach, financial goals. It's really frustrating, especially since they're just constantly increasing.
It was the whole thing that Trump promised everyone that people voted for is they lower gas prices, and here we are.
Lower prices on everything is what he said. Groceries, gas, everything. I feel like everything is just more expensive.
$10 really don't give you a half a tank these days.
And how's that impacting your life, your day-to-day, your bottom line?
It's kind of hard, but you have to do what you got to do, You got to maintain.
Is anyone else completely sick and tired of living in America where you're expected to work your entire life? Like, we are not here to work. Our jobs are not our lives. Our jobs are not our purpose. Like, everyone asks me, like, what's your job? What are you doing with your life? Like, I'm just trying to save enough and get passive income so I can go travel the world and start my life. Like, everyone thinks their purpose is to work. Like, you get done with high school, then you go to college for 4 years, then you're $30,000 in debt, and then you're trying to find a job just so you can pay off that debt over the next 3 years. And then what? Then you're making enough money just to pay your mortgage and afford groceries and then pay for kids. And then before you know it, you're 60 and you're retiring and your body hurts because of your job and you didn't do anything that you wanted to do. And that's our life. That's what you're expected to do. And if you break out of that, then people are going to judge you and think you're weird or you're crazy or you're a hippie. I'm so sick of it. America needs to make a change. Something needs to change because people are not happy here. People are not living their dreams. People are not living their life. They are working. They think that their work is their life. It is not that way.
I'm about to be a carless girl. What the fuck is going on with the car insurance rates in the United States of America? I just received a text from Geico about an hour ago saying that I owed a bill or was going to be charged $520 on June 8th. $520. I called them. I said, what is this charge for? I'm a little confused. I pay 6 months for my premium. What is this $520 charge? She said, oh no, that's your new monthly rate. That is your new monthly rate, $520 for car insurance. That is more than the car payment on my lease. How do I cancel? How do I cancel my car insurance? I don't need to drive anymore. $520. I do not drive a luxury vehicle. I'm in a Honda HR-V. I am not paying nearly $1,000 a month to be driving on the road in my Honda HR-V before gas, before maintenance, before anything else. I already cried about this and I'm done crying about it. My next steps are to call Honda, figure out how I return my lease, pay whatever penalty or whatever else I owe on that, and then cut it loose.
To say it, but at this point, what is the point of the credit score? There are no houses to buy. There are no cars to buy. Like, we renting computers. Everything is on a subscription. Like, what is the point of the credit score? Like, it's just, I feel like it's just another mean to mind fuck an average American. It's just give them an extra thing to worry about. Something that, at the end of the day, it's an imaginary score. Like, it actually has no real standing on you as a person. There are federal workers who had perfect credit scores up until 2 weeks ago. And now guess what? Their bills were late because they had 30 days officially with no check. And now they're back to square one with the rest of us. And guess what? There's still no houses. There's no houses. The Nissan Altima is like 20 grand right now. What is the point?
We are trapped in a system where we no longer know what to do or how to even survive this pressure. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because we need to talk about the hidden traps keeping us on this endless loop. But before we dive into how deep this goes, if you're tired of the corporate fluff and want the real truth, hit that subscribe button right now to join the channel.
This is not an exaggeration. Every $500 that I make, I spend $2,000. Like, every large sum of money that I make, I spend double that, if not even more. And it's not because I want to be. It's because everything just is like, it's just bill. Everything's more expensive, but the quality of everything's going, fucking took it back.
$13.99 for a goddamn watermelon.
We're at the grocery store and the eggs are $17.49.
I'm about to show you $10 worth of groceries in America. Bread and eggs. $10 for bread and eggs. Good job.
The grilled beef, why is it $30? Who can afford that?
Let me go sell the car.
$40.60 for a fruit tray. Yeah, that's staying on the shelf.
Look at this, $4 for a box of cereal. Who can afford this shit? This is crazy. Then you eat this shit and your mouth gets stuck together with this bullshit. So you're gonna have to eat this to taste. This is crazy.
Sharon is realizing that America is a scam and we being ripped off and nobody doing nothing about it. My mama, she turned 53 a few days ago. My stepdaddy, he gonna be 58 in September. They still don't own their own house. Now, they did make some mistakes with their finances in the past, but it's so hard for them now, right? So I get on here and I'm scrolling. I see a girl, she probably like my age. Y'all, this girl done brought her some land. She live in Costa Rica. This girl brought like acres upon acres of land. And it's
beautiful. And she said she didn't need no credit check and she didn't need a lot of money. Okay. I seen another girl. I came on here and I seen another girl. She around my age as well. She's living in Italy. Y'all, this girl bought her a big, beautiful home. It's a fixer-upper, but she owns that home and the land around it. And it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I'm just thinking to myself, why does America make things so hard? Like, all of this is a ripoff. All of this is a scam. Why is it so hard to own a house? Why is it so hard to get land? Why you gotta go credit check after credit check? And why do you have to save all this money? Why do you have to find the right bank? It's like a whole list full of stuff that you gotta do just to own the house, just to own some land. We being ripped off. We being scammed. And I've been saying that for the longest. Once I get my income flowing, get my income right online, I'm out of here. I'm not living in America. I'm not staying here. I've been saying that for years upon years now. I'm gone. I'm finna go, because this American way of life, of living, y'all can have it. I don't want it, because you got to do all of that just to have a decent life, just to have the basics. You got to do all that stuff.
Sorry, but the American dream never fucking existed. Like, what? Your dream is to work until you are 65 and decrepit and not be able to make ends meet the entire time? Like, I'm sorry, but that just does not sound remotely appealing to me. It's not even about the dream anymore. Like, people are literally just trying to afford living in America. And here's the thing. If you are working for America, you will never be able to live your dream life in America. Like, and I know that most of you are probably already scrolled by now because you don't think it's possible to live in America without working for America. I was a server at the beginning of 2023. I quit my serving job. I started affiliate and digital marketing in April of 2023 and have now made almost $300,000 working online, and none of that came from my serving job.
I know that we are slaves, right? Like, we're currently all slaves. Slavery never went away. It was just remodified as the working system. Every day you have to get up super early, spend 8 hours a day away from your friends, your loved one, your family. Work for pennies on the dollar to make somebody else richer than they already are. And then you get hit with all these bills that you can barely afford because shit is going up. Things are way too expensive. And once you pay off all your ridiculously expensive ass bills, you're broke and have to go to work again.
This was the biggest realization I had when I moved to Asia. We were bred to be absolute fucking slaves. Everything you do is in the best interest of massive corporations and the government's control over you. You're sold on a consumeristic ideology that you need the bigger house, the fastest car, and the flashiest bust down. The Federal Reserve is in fact the biggest scam in human history. And you're told that happiness is only attainable if it's bought. People out here don't have shit, but they're happier than you will ever be.
Everybody wants to come to America. I'm like, are they crazy? The food gives you acne. The police give you stress. The taxes. The people are like, oh, I'm coming to America to make $100,000 US. And you get that check. And you're like, where's the 100? It's gonna be 39 for Trump and his boys. And then you gotta pay 11% for the state. Then you gotta pay Social Security. And then you say, I'm about to sue somebody. Where's my money? I bought things expecting this money. And a lot of people don't realize America runs on a credit system.
Yeah.
It's all credit. So you can buy it, but you have to pay it back. Around the world, most houses, you have to go in with cash in your hand. And so outside of America, they think they're so poor because they can't buy a big house like Americans. They don't own their house. The bank owns their house. They paying it for 30 years.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. So they dream about coming to America. I'm like, and then they come and they can't understand why their cousin who's going abroad is so depressed.
America, people aren't paying their taxes. Yes, that's correct. Apparently, America's tax resistance is starting to grow, with people saying they're not going to be paying their taxes as long as our government saying that the growing cost of living is making it so they can't afford anything, even food or their rent. So why they pay taxes? Now, this is a tax protest that's starting to grow nationwide.
Think about the traditional goal of buying a home. You work yourself to the bone for decades to pay off a property so you can finally say you own something. But here's the joke of the modern economy. Even when you own it, you don't actually own your life. Right now, the national median home price sits near $436, while the median household income is around $83,730. That puts the home price to income ratio at 5.08, nearly double the recommended affordability threshold. Instead of financial freedom, you just graduate into a lifetime subscription model. You pay off the house, but now you're stuck paying forever for insurance, skyrocketing property taxes, and basic utilities. The healthcare system, insurance companies, and corporate costs have all connected into a giant circle designed to strip away your liquid cash. In fact, medical issues contribute to roughly 65% of all personal bankruptcies in the US, creating a closed loop that keeps people working straight into their retirement years just to stay afloat. A lot of people see this happening and think they can outsmart the system by relocating to a different state or chasing a higher paycheck. But there is a massive reality shock waiting for them when the taxes arrive. You move across the country thinking you've finally made a good amount of money, but between shifting federal brackets, state taxes, and local fees, that progress completely evaporates. It makes you pause and rethink the entire idea over from scratch. If this breakdown is hitting home for you, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss our weekly breakdown.